Most RV owners don't know it, but they're already breaking the law 15 times over. From nighttime generator noise to gray water dumping, states are quietly enforcing new fines that start at $250 and climb past $1,000. Dealers never warned you because compliance doesn't sell units. But this year, rangers and highway officers are cashing in on every overlooked rule. In the next few minutes, you'll see which states are cracking down first, why enforcement is spiking now, and what simple fixes keep you legal and keep your wallet from bleeding before the next trip. The generator quiet hour trap. Here is something most road warriors never expect. That friendly hum of your generator, the one you depend on for air conditioning, coffee, and lights, can quietly turn you into a lawbreaker. States like California and Arizona now enforce what they call nighttime sound ordinances. They set strict noise ceilings of roughly 65 decibels between 8 o'clock in the evening and 6 o'clock in the morning. Step 1 decibel over, and a ranger or highway officer can write a citation worth nearly $450. The rule ignores distance completely and enforces sound levels only. Rangers use Department of Transportation calibrated meters to check compliance. Older Champion or Harbor Freight generators often register above 70 decibels at half load, making them technically illegal the instant they start running. If you think no one will find you on public land, think again. Patrols check remote boondocking zones every weekend. Keep your decibels low, your hours quiet, and your trip peaceful, because silence is not just golden on the road. It is now legally required in several states. The overnight parking ban nobody mentions. Picture this: it is late, you are tired, and a friendly store manager says, "Sure, you can park overnight." You thank them, pull in, and finally rest. But by morning, there is a bright orange ticket on your windshield. Welcome to the new reality of overnight parking laws in America. Cities like Los Angeles, Denver, and Portland have quietly passed what they call vehicle habitation ordinances. These rules make it illegal to sleep in any vehicle parked on public property between 9 o'clock at night and 6 o'clock in the morning. The fine usually starts around $250. And yes, it applies even if you have permission from the store. Law enforcement officers argue it prevents urban camping. For RV owners, it just feels like another tax on being tired. Some counties even extend the rule to private lots if your vehicle is visible from the street. That means your Walmart, Cabela's, or Cracker Barrel stay might no longer be safe. Always check local codes before you rest, because in today's America, a free night's sleep can cost more than a hotel room if you stop in the wrong zip code. If you've already broken one of these laws without realizing it, hit that like button so more RVers find out. Then drop a comment sharing which rule shocked you the most today. Seasonal weight restrictions. The danger with this next law is that it looks invisible until it hits your wallet. Every spring, states across the Midwest quietly activate what they call seasonal weight restrictions. Roads that seemed fine in February suddenly carry signs reading, "No heavy loads, thaw period." Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota enforce them hardest. The logic is simple. When the ground softens during thaw, pavement cracks faster under pressure. The penalty, however, is brutal. Drive your motorhome or fifth wheel across a restricted route, and you can face fines exceeding $500 for the first violation, plus the cost of any road damage the state claims you caused. A single pass can trigger a citation that doubles what a weekend trip cost you. Most RVers never see the signs because they are small, and by the time you notice, the scales are already waiting. Plan routes with updated State Department of Transportation maps before every spring journey. Avoid restricted roads entirely until mid-May, because when the frost melts, the law freezes, and it is your suspension and savings that pay the price. Auxiliary brake loss. Here is a rule that surprises even seasoned haulers. Most drivers believe the brakes on their trailer are enough. They are not, at least not in the eyes of the law. Across states like Washington, Oregon, and California, auxiliary braking systems are mandatory once your towed weight crosses a specific threshold. California sets the line at 1,500 pounds, Washington at 3,000 pounds. That means even a small camper or toy hauler can put you in violation before you leave the driveway. These laws arose after crash data exposed longer stopping distances and jackknifes from weak trailer brakes. Patrol officers now inspect for supplemental systems. Ignoring the rule risks fines nearing $900. And in any accident, investigators can instantly assign mechanical fault. The fix is simple. Install a proportional brake controller and keep documentation in the glove box. It proves compliance and protects your insurance coverage. Because when your trailer pushes instead of stops, it is not just metal at risk. It is your license, your rig, and your financial peace. Missing safety equipment. Some RV owners think safety gear is optional until an officer decides otherwise. This law catches even the most careful travelers off guard. In states like Texas, Florida, and Ohio, the Department of Public Safety now treats larger recreational vehicles like light commercial trucks. That means rigs over 26 feet must carry specific emergency items, reflective warning triangles, approved road flares, and an onboard fire extinguisher that meets motorhome standards, not household ones. Officers routinely inspect for required safety gear during roadside checks. Missing one item brings a $175 citation per piece. Florida alone issued over 1,100 tickets for expired extinguishers, blocked exits, and uncertified smoke or carbon monoxide detectors violating recreational vehicle compliance. It is the smallest details that prove the costliest. Replace worn safety gear every season and store proof-of-date codes with your registration papers. Because when a patrol light flashes behind you, it is not always about speeding. Sometimes it is about the tools you forgot to pack. Propane transport restrictions. Few R-vee owners realize they are one tank away from being labeled a hazardous materials carrier. Propane, that silent lifeline for cooking and heating, comes with strict transport limits most travelers have never heard of. Under Federal Regulation Title 49, Code of Federal Regulations, Section 173.6, private vehicles may carry no more than 99 pounds of liquid propane in total. Cross the line, even by a single pound, and your rig becomes a hazmat transport under federal law. That means strict rules, mandatory hazard labels, tunnel and bridge travel bans, and fines over $1,200. Maryland inspectors cited dozens of motorhomes for spare bottles lacking shutoff valves, and some ferries now refuse boarding when tanks exceed weight limits. The safest move is to combine capacities carefully, close all main valves before driving, and know the tunnel and bridge rules of every state you cross. Because in the eyes of the law, one extra propane bottle can turn a family vacation into a federal violation overnight. Electrical and lighting compliance. A single dead light can turn your entire rig illegal, and most owners never realize it until the ticket prints. Electrical and lighting compliance laws are among the least understood rules in the R-vee world. The Federal Motor Vehicle Safety Standard No. 108 requires specific lighting configurations for vehicles wider than 80 inches. That includes nearly every Class A motorhome and many fifth wheels. Each corner requires clearance lights, side markers, and rear reflectors in exact colors and placements. Replacing one with a household bulb voids compliance instantly. Inspectors use calibrated light meters and photos, issuing repeat offense citations exceeding $300 for every missing fixture. Even daytime running lights matter. Some northern states demand them during winter months. Keep records of replacement parts, wattage, and wiring diagrams. It proves your lighting meets standard. Never assume factory setups remain compliant after years of wear or modification. Because on the open road, visibility is more than safety. It is your legal signature glowing through the dark. License endorsements for heavy rigs. There is a quiet rule sitting in every state's driver handbook that shocks new R-vee owners the moment they learn it. Many large motorhomes, especially those built on diesel chassis, are simply too heavy for a standard driver's license. States like Texas, Maryland, and Pennsylvania require what they call a non-commercial Class B endorsement for any vehicle with a gross weight rating above 26,000 pounds. Cross that line without the proper paperwork, and your insurance and registration both hang by a thread. Officers are checking more frequently at weigh stations and roadside inspections. Some owners only discover the issue after a minor accident when the claim gets denied for license non-compliance. The fine alone can reach $500, but the real cost is impoundment until a properly licensed driver arrives to move the rig. The solution is easy, but overlooked. Schedule a written and road test with your State Department of Motor Vehicles and carry the endorsement card at all times. Because when your license falls short of your rig's weight, every mile you drive sits on borrowed legality. Graywater dumping restrictions. Many travelers think graywater, water from sinks and showers, is harmless. After all, it is not sewage, right? Unfortunately, the law does not agree. In states such as Nevada, Utah, and Arizona, graywater is legally defined as regulated liquid waste. That means dumping it anywhere outside an approved station is treated the same way as releasing black water. Rangers now patrol popular boondocking zones with environmental enforcement teams, and they are writing real tickets. The fines start around $600, but can include cleanup costs that easily double that number. In some cases, offenders are billed for soil remediation, even if the discharge was soap and rinse water. Several western counties even ban portable graywater tanks that drain on the ground, regardless of detergent type. The only safe method is to empty tanks at marked dump stations and keep a log of locations used. Officials can ask for proof during inspection stops. Treat every drop as regulated waste, because what looks like a puddle of rinse water to you might look like an environmental violation to the officer watching from a distance. Size and parking limits. Every RVer dreams of parking freedom, rolling into town, finding a wide street, and settling for the night. But here is the catch. Your rig's size alone can make that parking spot illegal before you even shut off the engine. Across cities like San Diego, Seattle, and Tampa, ordinances restrict vehicles longer than 22 feet or taller than 12 feet from parking on residential streets overnight. Enforcement officers now patrol with laser measurement tools, and they do not need a complaint to act. Tickets range from $125 to $250 per violation, and repeat offenses can lead to towing within 48 hours. Some neighborhoods even require temporary permits for loading or unloading an RV in front of your own home. The goal, officials claim, is visibility and safety. For owners, it feels like another silent tax on size. Before every trip, check local parking codes online and verify maximum length limits near your destination. It takes minutes and saves hundreds, because on today's streets, being a few feet too long can turn your home on wheels into a parked violation waiting to happen. If staying legal and debt-free on the road matters to you, subscribe right now, because the next video breaks down the newest RV rules most owners will miss this year. Special recreational vehicle speed limits. Speed limits look simple on paper. See the sign? Match the number, stay legal. But for recreational vehicle owners, it is not that straightforward. Many states quietly post dual speed limits, and the slower one is meant for you. In California, Vehicle Code Section 22406 sets a hard ceiling of 55 miles per hour for any vehicle towing another unit. That means even if the sign on the highway reads 70, your legal maximum is still 55. Officers on Interstate 5 and Interstate 10 now target large rigs and travel trailers using radar calibrated for hitch-mounted vehicles. The base fine is $238, yet insurance surcharges multiply the loss. Oregon and Idaho enforce identical restrictions by vehicle weight. The safest approach is to research the posted towing limits for each state before crossing the border. Keep your cruise control slightly under their maximum threshold, because when your wheels spin faster than the law allows, the ticket that follows can slow more than your trip. It can stall your budget for months. Registration and insurance loopholes. Few issues catch RV owners off guard faster than paperwork, because what feels legal at home may not be once you cross a state line. Every region has its own registration clock, and if you overstay, your paperwork quietly expires. Arizona requires out-of-state recreational vehicles to register locally after 90 days. Florida cuts that to 30. The penalties can be steep: expired registration tickets, suspended plates, and worse, insurance cancellations for jurisdictional non-compliance. Insurance companies now track your vehicle's location through policy metadata and accident reporting systems. If you file a claim while residing beyond your legal stay limit, they can deny coverage entirely. One driver in Phoenix learned that after a minor fender bender, his insurer refused to pay because he had been parked 11 weeks past the limit. The fix is simple but vital. Keep a digital log of travel dates, confirm state residency thresholds before each trip, and update your address with your insurer whenever you relocate for the season. Because in the paperwork game, time is not just money, it is proof. And the wrong zip code can erase both in an instant. Passenger restrictions while driving. Every RVer has seen it. The grandkids stretched out on the bed, the dog asleep on the sofa, the hum of the highway outside. It feels peaceful. But in many states, that quiet comfort is a moving violation. Laws across more than 35 states strictly control who can ride where inside a recreational vehicle. In some, passengers must remain in designated seat-belted areas only. In others, it is flat-out illegal for anyone to ride in a towed trailer of any kind, no matter how short the trip. Colorado enforces this through its Child Passenger Safety Act, adding endangerment points for unbelted minors. Washington, Oregon, and New York apply similar laws, labeling unsecured passengers as unsecured loads. Fines run $100 to $300, and insurance denies accident claims. Before every departure, verify your state's seating laws and install certified belts in every passenger position. Comfort should never outrun compliance, because one relaxed nap on the road can wake you up to a fine, a lawsuit, and a lesson learned the hardest way possible. Weapons and controlled item transport. Every state line you cross can quietly rewrite the rules on what is legal inside your rig. Firearms, ammunition, medications, even certain foods, all shift categories depending on where your wheels roll next. In Illinois, for example, every firearm must be unloaded, locked, and stored away from ammunition. Drive south into Texas, and the same setup is unnecessary. A loaded weapon within reach is perfectly legal. Reverse direction again, and that same pistol can become a felony charge the instant you cross back. Prescription medication is just as risky. 14 states require every pill to remain inside its original labeled container. Even one unmarked bottle of pain relievers can be interpreted as a controlled substance violation. Agricultural inspection points along borders in California and Arizona have confiscated plants, meats, and fresh produce from unsuspecting travelers. The rule is simple. Verify every restriction before crossing. Lock firearms in secure cases. Carry prescriptions in factory packaging, and always declare food or plants when asked, because sometimes the most dangerous cargo in your RV is not what you are hiding, it is what you forgot to research before you left home. Commercial use misclassification. This last one surprises nearly everyone because it begins online, not on the road. If you post your RV adventures on social media, run a travel channel, or show a sponsor decal on the side of your rig, the Department of Transportation can classify your vehicle as a commercial carrier. That single word, commercial, changes everything. It brings new inspection rules, higher insurance requirements, and tax obligations meant for freight operators, not retirees exploring the country. In 2024, federal auditors identified more than 200 motorhomes operating under business use conditions without registration. Owners were stunned to discover they needed a United States Department of Transportation number, logbooks, and commercial insurance policies to stay legal. Even affiliate links, paid brand mentions, or repeat event appearances can trigger the reclassification. Protect yourself by keeping any income or promotion separate from your vehicle registration. Declare it as personal use only, and document proof of residence rather than operation. Because the moment your road trip looks like a business, the government stops seeing you as a traveler and starts treating you like a trucking company on vacation. The open road feels free, but every mile hides a rule waiting to test you. Stay sharp, stay informed, and travel smart. Knowledge keeps your wheels turning and your wallet untouched. Subscribe and keep rolling legally.